welcome to Mr. Green's Savage Music Theory class. Okay, that's a bit of a misnomer. We're actually going to look at notes. The reason why I say that is because music is a whole bunch of things. It's pitch, it's dynamics, it's tempo, it's timbre, it's tone, articulation, register, density. There's all kinds of things that make up music. Okay, we're just going to look at the notes. For some reason, when we say music theory, that's what we think about as notes. I don't know why we're so hung up on notes. Okay, they just seem to be very important to us as humans. So I'm just going to look at this part, and it's kind of complex. Okay, hopefully I can demystify some of this for you. Now, before we start learning this music theory, I want to give you a little bit of an analogy of how I'm going to tackle this class. So I'm going to use the story of how you learn your language. Okay, most people, I think, we start with a very small unit, the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, all the way up to Z. Okay, we have uppercase, lowercase. That's kind of our alphabet. Different languages work differently. They have their different rules. I know some languages, the letter actually looks different at the beginning, looks different in the middle, and looks different at the end. That's kind of more of an Arabic thing. Okay, so every language has its own little rules. So we're going to learn some of these rules, all right? So we have our alphabet. After you learn your alphabet and how to recognize it and what they're called, the sounds they make, then we could put those letters together and they're going to make a bigger unit called a word. All right, now we could say things like cat or table or car or money, okay, health, all kinds of things, right? So we go from the small unit of an alphabet, a letter, to a bigger unit of a word. Okay, now we can start saying things. If we want to say more, be more specific, we can put those words together to form a sentence. Sentence can say a lot of things. It can be a thought, a description. Maybe you're trying to persuade somebody. Maybe you're trying to ask for something. I don't know. I could say, hey, I see that car and I want to drive it. Okay. So we went from learning our little alphabet to learning our words to putting the words together to say a sentence. And then if you think about it, you could put a whole bunch of sentences together and make a whole book and really say something really big and deep and profound, I guess. Okay. But for now, I want you to think about approaching music theory that way. So the alphabet in this case is going to be what I'm going to call the interval. And an interval is a distance between two notes. Okay, there's a distance. Okay, these could be really wide apart. Okay, and we could have some that are very close. And all kinds of different distances there are. So that's how I'm going to start. We're going to look at the interval. And just like the alphabet, it's going to seem very like nuts and bolts. Like, I don't get this. Where are we going with this? You just bear with me. We're going to start using those intervals to build bigger things, okay? After the interval, we're going to put the intervals together, okay? We're going to create scales and chords. That's going to be kind of like our word equivalent, okay? Now we could say something with those intervals, okay? Just like the language, you can't spell a word if you don't know the alphabet, okay? So we're going to use these intervals to build things like a major chord, okay? These have very defined types of intervals. A minor chord, okay. Maybe an augmented chord. Oh, darling. That's the Beatles, okay? And there's all kinds of other chords, all right? So we start with intervals. We're going to really get that down. Then we're going to start building scales and chords, okay? After that, then we have whole sentences, right? We're going to learn how to put those chords together to make a whole song. I don't know. That's just an idea, okay? That's as far as I really want to take you guys, I think, for the next 90 days or 3 months, however long our quarter is. Okay, there's a lot more to this. It gets really complex and deep, and there's a lot of things we can do. But this is how we're going to start. Intervals, Then we're going to build scales and chords, and then we're going to put all those chords together to make whole songs. Okay. Look forward to our next lesson.